So here we are. Gage is looking at another bow season. After last year, you decided that you want to do what?
I'm going to shoot a trad bow.
A trad bow? How come?
Well, I shot my first elk, and I actually, I want to shoot trad bow a couple years ago. Dad's like, hey, get your first elk on the ground first, then come over to trad bow. So that's what I did. I shot my first elk, shot a couple deer with a compound, and I don't know, trad bows have always intrigued me, so that's where we're going.
So... So I had mentioned this to Three Rivers Archery, and they said this is the bow to set up. And well, they said, well, what kind of bow can we help you with?
I wanted a 3-piece riser with.
You wanted something that felt kind of like your
my compound.
Like your compound. So we thought that this would be a great, and Three Rivers Archery agreed with us that this would be a great bow that would be something that would be easy to swap over. So if you guys are looking to swap over from a compound to a trad bow, you could go this direction. After shooting this, because I did shoot it once.
Yep.
We shot it. You guys, we had to go shoot it before we came here, but after shooting it,
it's a pretty straight shooting
bow.
bow.
Oh my goodness! And we didn't have anything set.
We just put a string on it.
Put a string on it and shot it, and I was shooting it pretty darn straight. So, what we're going to do here today is we're going to show you the bow, and are you going to want to tell them about the bow, or do you want me to?
I can tell them about the bow.
Okay, tell them about the bow. What you got? What did you get?
This is a Dawes bow, and this is the Dala model, and this is from Three Rivers Archery. So what you do is you get your riser, and then you pick out your limbs, which I picked the wrong limbs out. We had to change them back and get better limbs because I bought 25-pound limbs. But this is what you get. You get your riser, and then you get your limbs, and then from there you set the whole bow up from there.
So with these limbs, these are ILF limbs. It's an ILF riser. You got the short riser.
Yep.
And he's got the short riser and longer limbs. And all together, you could do all sorts of different configurations. You could get different limbs. They have carbon limbs. These are the Dawes bow bamboo core. Mm-hmm. The whole package itself is very affordable as far as being set up with a really good ILF bow. So why don't you go ahead and snap it together, and we're going to show you guys kind of the ins and outs of why to get a ILF bow.
Okay, so you have a notch here on the riser here, and you got this little button with a little spring inside of it, which you can see on here. It's got the indents for that. So when you shove this in, you got your groove there that's going to go to your stud right there. So you're going to put this in here like this, put that spring, and right now like that, and then there. It's that limb is hooked into your riser now.
Cool.
Okay, so now that we got our limbs in our riser here, as you can see, they have some adjusting you can do with them. But when you put that string on and it puts tension on that limb, it's going to sit like that. And it'll never be back here. So this is going to put tension here when you put that string on. Okay, so now we're going to string this bow up. Get that guy on here like this. Get our cool stringer from Selway Archery. This is only my third time ever stringing a bow, so
bear with you.
Bear with me. Okay.
Get everything on there.
I think so.
All right. Now, show them where you're gonna check brace height.
Okay. So, after looking for a couple hours, we found our bow square. So, this bow square, we're going to figure out what my brace height is here. Okay, so now that you've stringed your bow up, now you need to check your brace height. And right now, how you check your brace height is you put your bow square on here, and where your hand sits on your grip there, that's your brace height. So right now I'm sitting about 6.5. I want to be about 7.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to de-string the bow, twist that string, and make the string shorter so my brace is actually coming out further, putting more tension on my limbs.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we got our bow de-stringed, now we're trying to set our brace height. So you just take your string here, you twist it to make it shorter. And I don't know how much to do, you just got to play the guessing game. I'm going to say that's enough right there. Then we're going to restring the bow and check our brace height again. Okay, so now we've restringed the bow. I've gained a full inch just by twisting that string. Now our brace height is about 7.5, 7.38, somewhere in that area.
I didn't want to say this before, but it's strung.
Strung, string. No. Tomato, tomato. Okay, now you have a properly braced bow after we strung the bow back. So that's about what it's supposed to be. It's about 7.5 to 8, I guess. But so now that we got our brace height right, we're gonna check the tiller, and that's what these ILF bows are pretty cool with, because you can actually adjust the tiller on these bows. But this one was pretty darn close from factory. So how to check your tiller is you find a common area here. So what I'm going to use is the edge of the riser here to check on both sides to see what my tiller is. So on my top limb, I'm about 6 inches there, and on my bottom limb, let's see if I got everything. This thing, there we go. My bottom limb, come up here, I'm about 6 1/8 on my tiller there. So you buy a Dawes bow and you find out that your tiller is not where you want it to be. This bow, you can actually adjust your tiller. So this Allen here, which your limb attaches to the riser here, you can adjust your tiller by tightening and loosening those nuts there. So that will adjust your tiller to whatever you want. Right now, my tiller's fine, we're gonna leave it. Another thing is finding center line through your bow. You can actually adjust that as well. You got these little Allens on this side, and that'll actually move this limb around on your riser so you can get a nice center line with your string and bow. Okay, so now we have set our brace height and we have checked our tiller. Now the next step is to get our nock point here. So what we're going to do is with our bow square, we're going to zero this nock point out where this bow square is square with our shaft of our bow, where our arrow is going to go through. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go up about 1/8 of an inch, right about there. And we're going to crimp that guy down just a hair, go shoot it and see if it's good. If it's not, we can micro adjust it from there. Okay, so now that we got our nock on, we're going to actually set it. So if you guys look, this is kind of like threads on a nut, right? So all you got to do is crimp this on just a hair, and then you can adjust this thing. You go up or down to whatever you need there. And we're going to go about 1/8 of an inch higher than zeroed out. So about right there. And now I can crimp that guy on there and it won't move. So the reason why we're actually not putting this at 0 is because your arrow nock is actually going to sit right underneath that nock there. So and then I can be able to shoot right here.
All right, now he's got a fully ready bow to go out and shoot, and he's going to shoot it. He'll adjust his brace height to what it shoots to, and he'll adjust his nock point to what it shoots to. The reason that I had him go through this is not because he's an expert in any of this. He's never done it before. But I know my kid. I helped him with math. I helped him get through high school. I helped him get through all the schools that he's gone through. And I know that if he goes out here and teaches this, that it'll stick in here. If I just showed it to him, it wouldn't stick in there as well. So, and that's true with me too. That's true with everybody. So by him having the hands-on, he's not claiming to be an expert to anything. No. He just wanted, as part of him learning this. So you guys follow along. We're going to shoot this bow. He already has shot it. We shot it without a nock point on it, and it shot well for you. Mm-hmm. It shot really well for you. Actually, well enough you could probably kill a turkey with the thing. So we're going to turkey hunt with this bow, and the hope is that he's going to be shooting 50 yards at elk with this bow.
No.
No. No, but the hope is he's going to be ready for elk season with this bow. So follow along as we go through, and I'm going to teach him how to shoot. I'm going to teach him the way that I shoot. He'll probably add and subtract things to what I teach him to make it work for him.
Yep.
So, very nice bow. I'm really impressed. I am impressed with this bow. Even though I like my wooden bows, this is probably one that I could shoot. I could probably pack this in the woods. It needs a sticker right there.
Yeah, it does. It needs a couple stickers. But guys, yeah, so this came from Three Rivers Archery.
Yep,
So
Three Rivers, and it's their bow.
If you guys like the bow, go check out Three Rivers Archery. It comes with a bow case. It comes with...
No, it doesn't come with that bow case.
Okay, well, it comes with a sock.
Yeah, it comes with those bow cases.
You get a sock and a riser sock.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty sweet bow.
Yeah, great bow. Three Rivers Archery has everything that you guys will need.
So
as our next video, we're going to be shooting. So follow along. Just click that subscribe and then hit the bell, because the bell's what tells you when the next video is coming out. Ding. So we can see if he breaks arrows by missing the target. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.